Tonight, we'll be talking about the potential for a final season of Chaos Theory and maybe some new info on that series and maybe an award nominations for that show. And then we've got some talk on Jurassic World Evolution 3. I am Brad Jost, and this is Let's Talk Jurassic. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. This is another live stream here from the Jurassic Park Podcast. I'm excited for this one. Thank you to all of our returning viewers out there. I see it. I've seen some of you out there already in the chat. Glad to have you back. And if you're new here, what's up? We're talking Jurassic every Wednesday night live here, as well as the podcast uploaded to your podcast feeds every Monday. And then if you're lurking out there, I know you're there. I know it. Come on, show your face. Let's see it. But let's see. We've got some stuff to talk about tonight. We teased it at the beginning there, but some potential news here on Chaos Theory to discuss, and an award nomination there, and then some Evolution 3 stuff, which I'm interested to talk about for a little bit. I forgot to mute my music, so hopefully it's not like coming into the microphone here. I just realized like I can hear the music and I usually don't. So let's put it in the headphones. That's what I usually do. I turn the headphones on, leave them over there. But right now it's just playing out loud. So real quick. There we go. All right. So hopefully that fixed it. But thank you to everybody in the chat tonight. Let's see who we got here. We've got Maddox. What's going on, Maddox? Welcome back. Alex Blood here. How's it going, Alex? Hope all is well. Yes, all is well here. Spino Rex in the house. Hey, y'all. We got Muzamil here. What's up, dude? I did this, and then I realized like you also did that in your chat. And we got some stuff from Muzamil here tonight that we're gonna talk about specifically. So stick with the chat, dude. And yes, we are one day closer to rebirth. I really got to get like a timer or something, like a countdown in the bottom or something for every chat, so we know like how much closer we are to rebirth. That'd be kind of fun. And yes, it is cold. It's very cold. I'm cold right now. The heat is on, but it's freezing. It's freezing. It's been like 10 degrees here. 8 degrees. I think it was 8 degrees yesterday. I don't know what it is right now, but it is cold. Let's see. Okay, it's 15 right now. It's a balmy 15 degrees. But we're trying to stay warm. Yeah, it is brutal. David here. What's up, bro? Love you too. How's it going? I keep doing this tonight. I got like hand thing going on. Anyway, we got some fun stuff to talk about. So before we do that, let's go over to our website. Let's go to JurassicParkPodcast.com, where you'll find an episode that I did this week. It is a 2025 box office preview. I almost said box office. Office? No, box office. Will Jurassic World Rebirth meet expectations? I thought this was a fun episode to put together. I kind of sourced a bunch of information from a bunch of different websites and outlets and things, and just to get some thoughts and opinions on where 2025 is going to go for the box office, and then take a look at the summer, and then like what's the summer going to do, especially that July 4th, and then like what's it going to look like for home video release, stuff like that. So go check out that episode. I thought it was pretty informative. I not just from me. I was just relaying information. So if you find it informative, cool. But I was just relaying information that I found informative. So hopefully you enjoy that one. That is on the podcast feeds right now, episode 402. And yeah, so go check that one out. But there hasn't been anything else. No newsletter this week, even though I do have one in mind. So there will be one coming here soon. It didn't load, but there it is. Go check out the newsletter, JurassicParkPodcast.com/newsletter. It's my Substack. It's my personal one, so I'll talk about all kinds of stuff over there. But let's see. Yeah, what's up, Shane? Good to hear from you, too. So we're going to go in increasing order. I don't know, maybe something along those lines. But let's first talk about, I don't even have a headline for gaming. I probably should. But do I? I don't know if I do. Maybe I do. Let's see if there's a gaming headline. No, I don't have one. So let's just go with Jurassic news. Here we go. Boom. Planet Coaster 2 isn't the financial success that Frontier needed, according to a report, which means there's more pressure on Jurassic World Evolution 3 to bring in the big bucks. So, every day we get more and more discussion about this. I mean, there was some, what was it? Some sort of meeting or something we saw the other day recently, where they were actually talking about the game, just very minimally. But, here's some more. This is from PCGamer.com, an article about mostly Planet Coaster 2, but how they're going to be really banking on Jurassic World Evolution 3. So, interestingly, I don't know much about Planet Coaster 2. Like, when did that come out? I'm going to Google that on my own, and by the time I do that, I'm sure you will have figured it out. November 6th, 2024. Okay, so not that long ago. And honestly, I didn't even know a second one was coming out. I had seen a lot of people talking about Planet Coaster, and in my mind, I just assumed everybody was just discussing the other one, like the Planet Coaster 1, which I played for a little bit. I was really excited to play it. I tried playing it for a little bit, but it wasn't what I was looking for exactly. And I love Roller Coaster Tycoon, like the original few or whatever. I love that game so much. So I love a park builder game. But Planet Coaster really didn't get me too much. But maybe the second one will. I don't know. But I don't know if it's getting the world right now because it says it hasn't lived up to expectations. Now I feel like that happens a lot recently. We heard that about what was it? Not Jurassic. Star Wars Outlaws. I'm getting my franchises mixed up. I got too many podcasts. So yes, I'm on the Forcecast. But yeah, so apparently it's underselling. It hasn't lived up to the expectations when it comes to revenue and reception from the player base, and it doesn't look like anyone's too surprised. It sold over 400,000 units within 2 months of release, earning £10 million. Cash flows are still negative. So, not good, not very good there. But let's see what else we got here. Analysts expect a lower revenue sustain rate than some of Frontier's previous releases, driven by mixed reviews, the existence of console releases, and the fact that it was put on sale just a month after release. Ooh, and it's on sale. I got to check that out. And the lower rate goes, the greater the importance of success of Jurassic World Evolution 3, which is licensed IP and therefore lower gross margin than own IP games. So they're really relying on Jurassic World Evolution 3 to really just boost those sales, because if that happens, great, but they also do owe the licensing fee for the IP itself. So they can't just, they're not going to get 100% of the profits for a Jurassic World game. So they're really looking for that to significantly boost them up and hopefully, put them ahead a little bit. Yeah, exactly what I was just saying here. The hope is that the revenue brought by Jurassic World Evolution 3 will offset the loss of revenue incurred from Planet Coaster 2. My mouth just did weird things. It also appears that revenue estimates for older games like Planet Coaster and Elite Dangerous have been increased, as the hope is players will carry on spending money on older games. Okay. All right. Look, I mean, I'm definitely interested in checking out Planet Coaster. Like, in my mind, it has what I'm looking for, but it just, I don't know why it didn't work for me exactly. I think I kind of just want, I don't know if it even had it. Maybe it did, and I just wasn't really attuned to it. I feel like the menu system was a little confusing and all that stuff. There's so many functions. But I kind of just want like a free build, like a sandbox, like Jurassic World Evolution has, I guess. Let's see what else we got here. Frontier sales and marketing expenses have been lowered, as the second half of 2025 is expected to see a lower proportion of development spend between capitalized because of the time spent on updates and fixes to Planet Coaster 2. I know you guys are saying this is a Jurassic podcast live stream, but this all pertains to it because Frontier releases Jurassic World Evolution. But no new information or anything like that, really. Just wanted to relay the fact that, they're really hoping that this game does well. So I'm interested to see what happens promo-wise. How are they going to get people into this game, Evolution 3? And I think it's at an interesting point now because we've gotten 2 Evolution games already, right? We've gotten the first and second. First one, when was that? Around Fallen Kingdom, I guess, and then the second was for Dominion. And at this point in time, most people are waiting for survival. I really need a sticker, like a Post-it note on my computer that says what the name of that game is. I think it's survival. But I think a lot of the fan base is really waiting for that game to release or to have any kind of info from it. I don't know that the entire fan base is sick of park builders. Like I say, every time. And honestly, every time that I'm like, what game should I play today? I do consider Evolution 2. And the other day I was looking through the PlayStation Store and I did see that a lot of the DLC are on sale. And I considered it. I was like, should I just go ahead and just buy all these? Because I do have some of the DLC that I've never played. And I did think, maybe I should just bulk get all of these and just go ahead, start streaming with you guys and start talking about it and retrying that game for a little bit before we get some new stuff. But I didn't. I still haven't. And it's always enticing to me, but something stops me. I don't know why. I think I'm more looking for the instant gratification of, something like Fortnite or, I just wrapped up Spider-Man 2, which was an incredible game. So something that's super intensive when playing and stuff like that. It's not just I don't know. It's more so using your mind and your brain to come up with these park strategies and stuff like that. But I'm interested to see what Evolution 3 is going to be, how they're going to keep people interested and invested 3 games in, and how it's going to particularly pertain to Rebirth. Because it seems like so far Rebirth is going such a different direction with all of this, and maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later. But, the fact that, they're going a different direction. So what does that mean for a game that has really followed suit with the films in a way and kind of done what they've been doing, and specifically the last one, really following what happened with the dinosaurs in the wild and stuff like that. So I wonder where we go from there. How do we expand upon that? Maybe once we get a trailer and some more information on the movie, then maybe we can get a better ideas for what other things can be produced, television shows, video games, books, whatever. We can start really branching off. That's why I'm really, really excited for getting some more information on Rebirth, so we can start to talk about what these other things are going to be. Because I did that episode with Jurassic, and we were talking about the potential for so many things, but we're also like, I don't know what these things are going to be, at all. I have no idea. So I am interested. But let's see. I've been talking for a little bit. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. What's up, Nikolai? How's it going? Muzamil here remembers the hype for the first Planet Coaster. Didn't see anything for this one. I'm nostalgic for Thrillville, also by Frontier. Yeah, it's so weird that I just... somebody who's in the theme park community, pretty heavily. I've got a Jurassic podcast, got a Star Wars podcast. I hear about all of those things. I hear Ryan Gosling is going to potentially be in a new Star Wars movie. Wild. You hear the guy from The Bear is going to be a Hutt. Like, what? I didn't hear anything about Planet Coaster. And I do have a theme park podcast. And I am, like, within the theme park discussion spheres, like, constantly talking about theme parks. And nothing hit my radar here for this game. So that's a bummer. Like I said, I did hear people talking about Planet Coaster, but the fact that it was like a brand new game basically didn't register whatsoever. So that's a bummer for me. So, yeah. Yeah, and it makes me wonder how soon we'll get that trailer. And I think, every day I kind of want to feel like things are ramping up in a way, but like you start to see little things trickling out here or there, and things that are not even related to Jurassic trickling out. Like the other day, there was that thing in the mall, like some mall. I forget who posted it, but there was like a velociraptor in a, TV thing on the mall, like where you usually have the map. And it was like talking about the Jurassic Park raptors, but it wasn't really a Jurassic themed thing other than it just ripped the raptor design. But I feel like every day you're starting to see a lot more discussion, more posting, more things about it. So when the movie gets its trailer out, there's so many, it's like a floodgate for real. Like it really is. This, like the trailer is literally blocking everything right now. The trailer is there. And it's just like, you ain't getting any of this other stuff until I'm out there in the world. Boom, when that thing opens up, then we've got so much to talk about, so much to theorize about. Eventually, we'll get trailers for this game that we're talking about, Evolution 3. We're starting to hear some stuff about Camp Cretaceous. That's not the show. Chaos Theory, one of those. And yeah, I wonder like when we'll get more information on that and stuff. So it's going to be like a big floodgate. So I'm excited for that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's who knows? Who knows? When do I think it's going to come out? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think they wanted to get it out. What I initially heard, right? I don't know if that changed or not, if they wanted to get it out for the movie, but what the initial word was, it was like fiscal year 2025, I think, or something. So it was like, but it could be a large span of time into like next year, I think, or something. I forget what it was, what the exact time frame was that they mentioned. But yeah, so that's the Evolution 3 news to discuss today. Let's move on to our next piece, which is going to be an award nomination. Hold on a second. I'll just make sure this is up here. All right. Where's the headline that I need? This is about... let's just go with news. Let's just stick with news again. All right. So, let me get the name of the show right. Wait, let me find out where it is, too. It's on a different page here. It's somewhere in here. There we go. All right. Too many things to work on the back end. But Jurassic World Chaos Theory has been nominated for a GLAAD Award for Outstanding Kids and Family Programming or Film Animated stuff. So here it is. It looks like it is going up against The Bravest Knight, The Dragon Prince, Fright Crew, Kif, The Haunting of Miss McGravy's House. I have kids in my house, and I don't think we've seen any of these. Maybe I've heard of the Kif. Maybe I've heard of Kif. I Want to Dance with My Buddy. Haley's on it. Is this the name of a TV show? Jurassic World Chaos Theory. Know that one. The Loud House. Know that one. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Know that one. Powerless, Monsters at Work. Oh, it's an episode title. Okay, all right. So, Monsters at Work. I know that one. And Summer of Heart Eyes, which, by the way, I've not seen that second season of Monsters at Work. Primos is that last one. Primos? I don't know. But yes, absolutely well-deserved award here. LGBTQ award ceremony here for Jurassic World Chaos Theory. They've done just a phenomenal job with representation in that show from the first season to now. It's really great to kind of have this kind of story that the films have been so afraid to touch upon. And we need more of this stuff. We need more representation in general in any media out there and in life and the government and everything else. So it's a shame, but here we are with some representation here for the GLAAD Awards, the 36th. Is that what that says? That's awesome. But I'm excited. Hopefully they get a chance. I mean, based off everything that you see in this show, it's great. Like, it's really great what they're able to focus on in that show, and I think it certainly would be award-winning in my eyes. I've seen some of the episodes of other shows and different things on this list, but not maybe specifically the ones that they're trying to point out or the character arcs and things like that. But I'm excited to see what happens here. And I feel like DreamWorks has been nominated like a handful of times for Chaos Theory for different things recently, and I never got a chance to focus on them, but I feel like I've seen a lot of awards discussion surrounding this show, so it's good to see. Here's a post from DreamWorks themselves. Right there, outstanding kids and family programming. Fright Crew. That doesn't look familiar, that show. I'm not sure, but very cool to see. Yeah, I think it's certainly well-deserved, and hopefully it wins. Let's keep the representation going there. But that's a short one. There's not much else to talk about there, but hopefully they win. We'll reach back out. When does this happen, by the way? The nominees are... Oh, look, Wicked. Outstanding film. We got Universal's there. Wicked. Let's see. Is there like a... Now I just want to see all the nominees. Oh. I don't know when it is. It's sometime. Spanish nominees. Yeah, I don't know. It's at some point. What's going on? Locked On Golf. How you doing? Let's see. Let me see if I can just look it up. I'm sure one of you have already started looking it up. March 27th. All right, so we got a little bit of time until then to find out if they have won anything. So there we go, March 27th for the GLAAD Awards, and we'll see if Chaos Theory comes out on top. But let's go ahead and move on to... Oh, I should have changed the headline. I thought I did get this one out. Boom, Chaos Theory. There we go. That's better. All right, so let's go to... Well, man, we're kind of blowing through this. But we're at 32 minutes, and we'll talk about this for a little while. So lastly here... Yeah, let's do this. We're going to go to Moza Mill's post here over on Blue Sky. If y'all are not on Blue Sky, go check it out. Great spot. Really keeping the old good days or better days of Twitter alive and not be a complete hellscape. So over on Blue Sky, Moza Mill shared this straight from book website. It looks like maybe a... What's it, Barnes & Noble or something? Chaos Theory, Volume 3, the junior novelization by Steve Belling, $7.99, September 2nd, 2025. But it also came with a little bit of a synopsis-y kind of thing, and it says Darius. Oh, well, maybe I should say, if you don't want to know anything about Chaos Theory Season 3, maybe step away. But, we'll know soon enough. And it's just a synopsis, so don't feel too threatened by it. Here we go. Darius and his friends are all delighted that Brooklyn is alive, but now must try to understand why she seems to be working with the broker. Can the Nublar 6 finally put a stop to illegal dinosaur trading and save the dinosaurs once and for all? Find out in this novelization that retells the final, exciting season of Jurassic World Chaos Theory and features 8 pages of full color images from the Netflix series. So, what in the world? Now, I said this when Mo sent this to me earlier today. I was like, I just feel sad. Like, I'm just sad now. Because, like, in my mind, this show was going on for another 2-3 seasons. Like, I was getting 2 to 3 seasons more out of Chaos Theory. Like, how many seasons was it for Camp Cretaceous? Was it 5? 5th and final, yeah. 5 seasons for Camp Cretaceous, but we're only going to be getting 3 for Chaos Theory, it seems. So, really, sad news for me, personally. It might not change anything for all you out there. I don't know. But I personally was bummed to hear that. If you've ever listened to me talk about this show, I kind of was like, all right, so, this next season will be them tracking down Brooklyn and doing that stuff again and getting to Malta and maybe getting sidetracked, or I forget what exactly I had planned out, but then I wanted like season 4 to be like what happens with Malta. And look, I mean, they could just do that in this season, I guess. There's a lot of time to do this. What is it usually? Like something like, I don't know, 5 hours or something like that worth of content. So, there's a chance that they could still kind of go with what I hope, and cover all this stuff. I forget. I had such good stuff in my mind, but I completely blanked on what they were. Go back and listen to older episodes. But like in my mind, I'm a little bummed that we don't get the opportunity to spread this out a little bit more and like have a season that kind of showcases them overlapping with Dominion a little bit. Right now, I'm not sure that we're even going to get there because the first season was like a few months. I think it's like, I forget what the exact timeline was, but it was like something like 3 months or so before Dominion. So there's plenty of time, I guess, for them to catch up. And I think they were on the boat for like a week or something like that. But I just wanted them to catch up to Dominion, overlap with it, do the Malta stuff. You could maybe do like in my mind, let's say do the Malta stuff, get there, do it at the end of season 3. Season 4 could be like, let's get to Biosyn Valley and do that stuff and spend like the entire season in Biosyn Valley. And an entire season could just be 5 hours for those kids' time, and that could possibly work. They could even stay there after the events of Dominion and see what happens. And maybe, I don't know, but is my mic keep cutting out? Interesting. I don't know. Does anybody else have any mic issues there? But anyway, I'll just keep talking. But yeah, it really stinks that that is the case. Hopefully it's a good season. Hopefully it was a planned season. Hopefully that was the case, that they weren't just kind of blindsided by like, oh, this is going to be the last season or whatever. So hopefully we get some good content out of this season. And like I said, I do want to see them cross over to those things. I want to see Malta. I want to see Biosyn or something like that. So I just don't know that we have the chance to do all of that within one season. And I wouldn't have minded like maybe even a full season or so, like after Dominion. But that doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. If we think about what happened at the end of Camp Cretaceous, right? The dinosaurs had basically just gotten out. So we had spent, I don't know, like a few months. It was like a handful of months, right? I think between Jurassic World to Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, man, I'm like, I really need to outline all these timelines again and like refresh my memory before Rebirth. But yeah, I think it was like a handful of months, and then they skipped ahead right to right after Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and we got to see the dinosaurs in the wild right at the end of that show. And then, so I imagine they'll do something similar, right? Like we'll get to see, maybe moments after, or like a little bit like what the general vibe is after, because we don't really know what that vibe is. So, I don't even know if they're allowed to say. Like maybe they can't even tread on that water, maybe they can't get there. Like they're not allowed to. Like Universal's like, no, you need to stop before Dominion, which in my mind would be wild. Like that's a huge missed opportunity if you need to stop before Dominion. But yeah, I don't know. So in my eyes, I just want them to value what Camp Cretaceous and Jurassic World Chaos Theory have been doing, with this story, with these characters leading to something. And, I just want it to be valued and not dropped. Chaos Theory is one of the most like well-rounded and well-received things that Jurassic has done since Jurassic World, since 2015, in 10 years. You can count those two things, Jurassic World and Chaos Theory, probably being the highest regarded things that they've created in all that time. So to have them maybe not give it its full due is upsetting. But maybe it is. Maybe this is just the arc. Maybe this is just the story they wanted to tell. And if I know anything from talking with, Scott Kramer or Aaron Hammersley, like they're very specific on like, this is the story we wanted to tell. This is where we wanted to go. This is the idea we had. So I think whatever they've set out to do, if this is what their plan was from the beginning, 3 seasons, then great. I think maybe no problem. But if Universal is like, let's not touch on Dominion, let's not go there, I just get the vibe that Universal is being very reactionary towards Dominion and the reaction to that movie. I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting. I feel like, in their heads, yes, it made $1 billion, but that was our, our lowest total in the 3. And, people online are saying they didn't like it and the whatever, they didn't like about it. So we need to really pivot and go a different direction completely. So that means you need to make this shorter. We don't really want you to get there to Dominion. We don't really want you to cross over or become anything more than that. And maybe that's their vibe. I don't know. That's just the vibe I'm getting from them because of the way that they're distancing themselves from so much of it. That's why I question, like, what does Evolution 3 look like? I don't know. Like, how do we distance ourselves from this ongoing story and still create that, that interesting universe that we've been wanting, from this universe for a while now? I don't know. I think, yeah, it's going to be weird. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. I hope it all works out for the best. I'm excited to see whatever is in season 3. I just wish it was longer. I wanted more time. I wanted more time with these characters. I didn't want them to kill off this show, And like I said, maybe it wasn't killed off. Maybe it was just, this is the way it was always meant to be. But I'm sad because like I wanted them to go on for a while. I think we've gotten really lucky with like Star Wars, over the years. We've gotten like 7 seasons of like the Clone Wars and 5 or 6 seasons or whatever it was of I think it was that many of Rebels, and now we're getting all these TV shows and stuff. So really, I think that Star Wars has made me super greedy when it comes to the Jurassic universe. I want that for us. I want us to get all of those things and that kind of care and love and, canonical continuity. But yeah, I just find that like it feels like they're just trying to separate themselves from themselves. But I don't know. Maybe, yeah. And Muzzlemil brings up a great point, with all the awards nominations that Chaos Theory's been receiving. Hopefully they see that it's worth continuing, but you would think that would be the case already. Like they're saying, hey, can you make more seasons or can you do anything else? Like, certainly we can look out for, oh no, I guess we can't, because I feel like Netflix is distancing themselves from the whole like choose your own adventure thing. So it's like, we're probably not going to get one of those. DreamWorks, could do like, maybe they could do like a short movie or something like that for these characters. But, Spino Rex brings up a good point. Bad Batch was 3 seasons. And that did wrap up nicely. But I don't know. It had a goal. It had, you knew where that show was really trying to head in my mind. And that's a show that started off not great. And it really took until like maybe midway through the 2nd season for it to be like, oh, this is actually pretty good. And then the 3rd season was great. Like, you're like, okay. Then I wanted it to continue because I'm like, now you're great. Like, I really want you to continue. I think there will be more. Maybe not from that universe, but I've heard some animation rumblings over there. And that's the case. With Jurassic 2, we could get whatever the next show is. Something to tie into Rebirth. Maybe they wanted them to cut short at 3 seasons because they're like, all right, Scott, Aaron, we need your writers. Get your writers together. This time you're going to meet up with Gareth Edwards. You're not meeting up with Colin anymore. You're going to meet up with Gareth Edwards and Frank Marshall. And we're going to talk about how do we tie these kids into Rebirth. Maybe that's possible. I don't know. But at that point, you also definitely need to age the show up if that was going to be the case, if they were going to do, the camp kids older. They're already, what are they, like late teens, the early 20s, somewhere in that range? So, they could be several years older at this point if they do tie anything into Rebirth. But, I don't know if these kids are so cemented into the story that the Jurassic World trilogy built that if they are distancing themselves from the trilogy, maybe there's no more room for them. I really hope not. I really hope that's not the case. I hope they're not a casualty of this canonical, insider war here, whatever's going on, potentially. I have no idea. I have no information about what Universal is truly thinking. Just from my perspective on the outside, seeing the reactionary moves and things like that, and just the way that they're talking about Rebirth and stuff, and I don't know, it's just making me think they're really trying to distance themselves from what they've created already. I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe this will all continue. I mean, the synopsis does mention Dominion, saying it's 5 years after that. So, I'm sure whatever world they built could include those kids in some way. So maybe this 3 seasons is just to give them enough time to work on something else. At this point, it could come out like next year or two or something like that. You know, they could let this sit for a little bit. Camp Cretaceous had their 5th and final season in 2022. And that is when it was just after Dominion. Okay, so just after that, they came out with their final season. So I wonder, do we think... Yeah, Muslim's right. It just feels like a wait and see. Like, that's what this is. This been like the entire time, like I was talking about with the floodgates and everything. It's just like, let's just wait and find out what we can talk about and when we can talk about it and what's going to be a possibility in the future. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But I hope things are okay on the backside there at Universal. But you know, in my mind, you know, I'm wondering, and I know Mosmela had mentioned in a chat that like the potential for this show to come out was like, what did you say? Like May or you know, but I think like in my mind, I think I was already thinking, what was it? October, November, December, January, February, March. I was thinking like March or April, based off of when the last show came out. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, would they want to release a show before Rebirth, or will they wait until after Rebirth to give them a little bit more time? You know, could this be released in August? That would be a very long gap. If you're going to do August, you know, bump up the final season to like 15 episodes or something like that, you know? Give us a little bit more. But I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea. Maybe this will push them to start talking about it if people are out there now talking about the final season. Maybe that'll give them some incentive to get out there. But I don't really know that will be the case because, you know, it's now January 22nd and we are 1 week, you know, 2 weeks or so away from the trailer for Rebirth. So they're not going to want to cannibalize it too much, I don't think. So, but, you know, the audiences could be a little different. And plus stuff just, you know, it seems to naturally do well on Netflix. So, and this show seems to have done well all the time on Netflix. So, yeah, kind of surprising. Maybe this is just the story they wanted to tell. But there is more information that we can look at. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other information from another site that you had found. Let's see, go back to Chaos Theory. Step into reading. They're like a little bit still younger, so like people can read and, you know, start to get their hooks into reading. 5 to 8 years old. This one illustrated. It's adapted by the same dude. And let's see what this one says. Darius and his friends accept a cargo plane ride from someone who appears to be on their side. But can he be trusted? And can they save the dinosaur being transported while also reaching their final destination safely? Find out in this Step 3 Step into Reading leveled reader based on the Netflix series Jurassic World Chaos Theory. So, interesting, at least, information there. So, the kids left off at the end of the season, basically at the airport, right? They were already at an airport because that's where Brooklyn was, I believe. And then she took off and they just kind of watched her go. I think that was probably like right around the end there, right? So I think they all did like a, you know, we're in this together. Let's go. Let's keep going. And they got the baby, the egg. So they accept a cargo plane ride from somebody who appears to be on their side, but can he be trusted? Is there anybody that could be on their side and maybe we would know if this person can be trusted or not? Like, you know, could it be like a Barry or something like that? It's so weird because we've talked so much about like wanting Kayla Watts in this show. to potentially get a cargo plane from somebody that is not Kayla Watts, boy, would that be disappointing. That would be so disappointing. And I hate this. I'm so like, I'm so frustrated right now because I love this show and maybe it will turn out great. Maybe it'll be awesome. Season 3, final season with a cargo plane that's not Kayla Watts. Maybe she's still in the episodes. Who knows? But I just want it to be good. Seasons 1 and 2 were excellent. Let's go for season 3. I have faith. But if this is like, let's not touch on the Dominion stuff too much. Let's just get another random cargo guy out there. When Kayla Watts exists, why would you not use her? I don't know. But, maybe there was a pickup, at that place. I don't know who would have. Maybe it was. I don't know. She seemed pretty busy. Selena Santos, like at the end of season 2, who would have set up a pickup? If they are still at that same airport. I don't know. And maybe they go to a different airport, and maybe there's a cargo guy that they want to go with, but then they maybe land for gas, and then maybe they come across Kayla Watts, who's like, yo, you can't trust this guy. I just want you to know. Or maybe it's somebody like Barry that's just trying to get to Malta, and like he confronts the kids and he's like, what are you doing at this airport? Like, this is not safe for you. And he's like, come with me. And then they go to Malta, and then they do the Dominion stuff. That would be awesome. But like, I don't want to get my hopes up. I really don't. But who is this person? And it's interesting that they're mentioning this, like, in this, I forget, our step into readings, they're not really, I don't think they're full stories or anything, like full seasons, are they? I think it's just like something, maybe like a portion of it or something. I forget exactly. Let's see. Let me just Google step into reading. We have some of them, and I think we have some of the Chaos Theory ones, I think. Yeah, I think they're just like portions of stories. Like here's one for Chaos or Camp Cretaceous. I don't know. That's just the synopsis for Camp Cretaceous. So maybe it is the entire thing. Let's see the Moana 2 one. They're usually based on a single episode. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know why this thing is so tiny. Oh, that's way too big. I can't get this right. Why is it missing? I'm so bad. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's just like a portion of it. Yeah, there's a few for Moana 2, so I would assume it's not like the full movie. It's, different parts kind of summarized into a single story. But yeah, so maybe this is just part of season 3 where they come across some dude at the airport and they're like, well, can we trust this guy? And then they're like, well, we got to use teamwork and understand if we can trust this guy. But yeah, so who is it? Can he be trusted? I don't know. Anybody else have any thoughts here before we wrap up? Yeah, I wanted to be hype, and I hope, I know once the trailer comes out, I'll be like super excited about it and about season 3, and still sad and upset, that it could be the end. And again, I know that it said that this is the final season. I still want to just like wait and find out. I just want to still see the press release and have DreamWorks say it officially. I just want to know for sure from them before I like start going too crazy in my head, but it's too late. It's probably already too late. But I do still want to see it from this source. So hopefully when we get press releases and trailers, it's, it mentions the final season so that people are prepared. But yeah, that's about all I got for you guys today. So I think that was a lot. There was a lot of good stuff. We ended up going almost an hour here, so yay, we did it. Let's go back over to our website real quick before we head out of here. Let's go to JurassicParkPodcast.com. If you joined us at any point tonight, go check out episode 402. It's our 2025 box office preview episode, where we get to find out whether or not Jurassic World Rebirth will hit that 1 billion mark like the previous ones have. I have my doubts, but who knows? A lot of people out there don't, so we'll see. Go find us over on Blue Sky. You can find me on there as well, at Brad Jost and at Jurassic Park Pod. And go subscribe to the newsletter over on Substack, JurassicParkPodcast.com/newsletter. And the podcast is all over the place. There you go. It's on Spotify. You can also check out my other show, Grim Grinning Hosts, where we did our most recent episode was theme park predictions for 2025. Really fun episode. Probably one of my favorites of the year for Grim Grinning Hosts. We get to just come up with some maybe plausible, maybe implausible ideas for 2025 in the current year. It's just like, what's going to happen in theme parks? And we try to see how well we get them at the end of the year. Like, how close do we get to those predictions? You know, we usually get a handful of them. And then the Forcecast, we were recently covering Skeleton Crew. So go check that out. We covered all episodes of Skeleton Crew. There will not be an episode at least this week. Shout out to Ryan. Just sending you some thoughts, dude. Love you, dude. Yeah, so we'll get back to it very, very shortly over on the Forcecast. And yeah, and anything else? Anything else? I don't know. What else do I have? Go check me out on Letterboxd. I should probably put that on there. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of movies. Oh, and I got a bunch of stuff. I filmed some videos. I got a bunch of toys lined up here so I can unbox those. And I've been still putting those online. But yeah, that's probably it. Thank you for watching this. I appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Be kind. Please be like decent people. You know, the world sucks enough. Please, it's hard to laugh. Yeah, but thank you so much for watching this. Stay safe, be kind, and as always, enjoy.